everybody.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Christmas, guys
Happy Hanukkah.
and girls. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Cheers, boys.
Well, as you can tell, it's the Christmas episode, holiday episode, dropping right before the Christmas time. Yeah, we got a lot of fun things to talk about. A lot of Christmas things.
Who got coal in their stocking this year? I don't think it
You
was
did.
me. I was very good this year.
You did.
Oh,
You're on
come
the bad list. You're on the bad list.
Naughty list specifically, sir. Not bad list. Naughty. It's naughty or nice.
Bad list.
Maybe a naughty.
You know, actually, I was watching Polar Express recently. It was just on, and then I got caught watching that for about an hour and a half. Yep. And there was like that one kid who he was like on TV during the movie, and he was like, they were debating, the elves were debating on whether or not he should go on the naughty list or not. I don't know. That just made me think of that. But that movie is pretty good. We were talking about that earlier without you, Ryan. Polar Express is a good movie. And we think even today, with all of like the character and like tech that they have, the people in the movie would be so much better, so much more realistic.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I
I
kind of
remember
like
as
it.
a kid growing up. As a kid growing up, we actually read the book every year. I might still have it at
Yeah.
my parents' house, but awesome book,
Mhm.
awesome movie. Yeah. Love the book.
One of the
Yes.
one of the very few that the movie actually did a good job
Yeah.
explaining the book.
Yeah, real seamless.
And
I
if
mean,
it doesn't
have
make
you guys
have
ever
a little-
like when you?
I was saying, if the movie doesn't make you want to have hot chocolate, then you're clearly not doing it right.
Yeah, except hot chocolate in like 90-degree weather in Florida is a little bit different.
Yeah,
Little
you got
bit.
a point there.
What? It gets down to the 40s around Christmas, maybe 50, 60. It gets cool enough to warrant a hot chocolate.
If
Not
you're
in South
lucky.
Florida. I mean, the
65.
temperature today might have been like 65 and I walked outside, maybe. But then it heated right up back to 78 by like 10.
All right, Ken, work with me here. Go turn your AC down a little bit. You know, you can afford it carrying your $400 cash all the time. You can afford turning the AC down a little bit. All right, and just envision and create Christmas in the condo.
Yeah, apparently people didn't like that. The people think that $400 is a little bit too much out there, but
It's walking around.
I would debate that because I go to Chipotle and I spend $40. Like easy. Or McDonald's, $40. Easy.
Well, yeah, you live in West Palm, so
So-
the expenses there are a little bit more too. But Christmas and palm
just a tad.
trees, I just don't know how I feel about it. I've been doing
Oh,
it for
come
years.
on, that's the way to go.
I don't
The
know.
cold
It's
is
like
good for like a very brief moment.
Yeah,
I really think Kenny and Johnny have the best perspective, maybe more Kenny, but have the best perspective on this because Northeast versus Florida and kind of Christmas in both of those settings. Where James and I, we've just done Florida the entire time. James, you've done a couple, I think, in North Carolina or South Carolina.
I did do a couple in North Carolina.
Majority.
Well,
It depends
South
like what you're after. Like I think if it's cold and there's no snow, but it's just freezing, it's like whatever. And people like the holidays and the seasonality around the holidays. They like the weather change. They like the seasons of like fall and winter and things like that. But like too much cold isn't that great. It just minimizes the amount of things you could do outside. I think that's the reason why I don't like it as much. And then growing up, my birthday was in like the dead of winter. So it would snow a lot during like around my birthday, which would limit the things that I could do on my birthday. And as like a preteen and teen, that wasn't cool because you're not like, I want to spend my birthday drinking hot chocolate in my living room. Like you want to go do things. So that just gave me like a bad flavor for that. And then in Florida, you don't deal with that at all. It's just like nice and warm weather all the time. So you can do a lot of things. But just my take on it.
Well, help some people out, right? Because not everyone across the country has had the opportunity to experience a white Christmas. For starters, have you ever experienced one? And is it all it's hyped up to be, or is it a little overrated, waking up to a white Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like aesthetically pleasing, right? Like seeing snow, So to answer your question, yes, I have woken up on a Christmas and it was snowing, and so, or it did snow the day before and it was like, snowing out or whatever. But I think that it's aesthetically pleasing, but then usually we have a lot of family coming over. My parents always hosted Christmas. So when it becomes difficult for people to get to your house, it kind of ruins the holiday, in my opinion, because you expect to be with family. And if it's difficult for them or if they can't get there because the weather conditions are so bad, I mean, I'm not saying it's not fun just being with your core family, but seeing extended family is a great reason for the holiday, and that's why I love it so much. We were with dozens of people on Christmas Day, so I don't think it ever ruined it completely. Maybe when I was really young, I don't think it ever did that, but it slowed things down a little bit. People have to drive more carefully. So if they were supposed to come at 1 or something, they got to think about that, leave a little earlier or show up later and whatnot. So yeah, it's nice, I guess, in from some aspects.
Okay.
Yeah, just depends. I don't think we ever like went outside and like made snowmen or anything like that, but yeah, I don't know.
Johnny just as Santa Claus is just great. You're gonna be, you are and continue to be a great Santa Claus, buddy. Little dye in the beard next
Thank
time.
you. Probably by next year, my facial hair will be white. So we're getting
We heard how
to die.
he scared he scared a little kid because he was dressed as the Grinch. We heard that.
Did, unfortunately. Not fun times. Not one of my proudest moments.
She warmed up to you, kind of similar to Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah, we gave a little fist bump, a little high five action.
Yeah,
Nice
you
little,
just
nice
couldn't wear the
lady.
mask.
Nice girl. She hated it.
The
She
yellow
literally-
eyes. It is weird though. Like has yellow eyes as like the. How do you see in that? You see perfectly fine.
It's got little holes in it,
Weird.
like in the eyes.
Okay.
Enjoy it. I get to be
I mean,
the
what's
Grinch.
your favorite part of the holidays? What's your favorite part about Christmas? Other than receiving gifts, if that's one of them. Because like that's like a given when you're like 10, right?
It's got to be the Christmas
Mine's
cheer.
being with family. Everyone's happy. That's a good one. Typically.
It's just a more
Let's see
joyous
if the
time. I
one-
feel like everyone keeps more positivity during the month of December, and it kind of starts with being thankful and all that stuff in Thanksgiving. So I don't know. I feel like it just carries over, and the month of Christmas is just like everyone wants to do fun things. Like hopefully everything. Looks like we've
We
did we
lost
lose
Ryan. He'll come
Ryan
back
here?
We lost him.
Joys of podcasting virtually.
Oh, here we come.
There he goes.
Yeah, I don't know.
We
It's
got your
just
back,
it's just
buddy.
genuinely, I think, happier time. People, there's excitement in the air. People are buying gifts. They're excited to spend time with their family. But it's got to be
The Christmas
that. And then there's a
music is
lot of
like
tradition too.
cheerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The music is just like puts you in a good mood though. Like I don't know, just hearing Christmas music when you're like going places, I think is awesome.
I mean, Mariah
definitely
Carey,
a mood
because
setter.
she just thaws out basically once Halloween or once Thanksgiving's over. She makes so much money
I saw
in
something
a
on
month.
that. I know. I saw something on like the royalties of like she makes an insane amount on the royalties and it's been
Good for
going for
her.
like X amount of years. It's like so much money. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's the number one, I think, streamed song on Spotify every year. Christmas
Consistently too. That's the
by
thing. Is
Mariah
it's just
Carey.
like consistently massive viewership over year.
To answer your question though, Kenny, I think just as you get older, the appreciation. I think when you're a kid, you love the gifts.
Mhm.
I think as you get older, more the giving is what kind of stands out, and just the appreciation of the time you have with family and friends and gatherings. And it's just more about the perspective of, you're celebrating, but it's like kind of similar to Thanksgiving in a way. You just have a holiday where there's appreciation, there's gratitude, there's a hopeful way to get everyone together the best way possible. But to both of y'all's points, I agree. I don't know. I just think that's the giving and just being happy and trying to make other people's day, happy, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
there are a lot of people out there that are going through things too, right? You know, especially when it comes to the Christmas music. Sometimes that brings up bad memories for some people too.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Ryan?
What was the question? Because I got kicked out, but I'm back.
What's your favorite part about the holidays?
Getting kicked out at the end of the night, too much eggnog.
Fireball in your eggnog, delicious. We'll come back to that, but I think
Oh boy.
it's what Johnny said. I mean, it's just that it's so interesting to me how for this one period of time, we call it end of Thanksgiving through end of the year, even to New Year's, you look around and everyone just is in a different mindset in terms of their outlook, in terms of their wanting to help individuals, just that feeling. So I think for me, that's what the Christmas season is all about. Yes, it's different when you're a kid, but appreciation, gratitude. But it's very interesting these last couple of years of how that shifts just for that month, and then once you hit January, it shifts back. And why can't we extend that for longer than a month? I don't know, but I do absolutely love that time. And even we were at a Christmas party last week, so getting to share the Christmas spirit with different individuals in your life, family, friends. Even how many holiday parties have we been at the last couple of weeks for work too? So it's awesome. It's just finding another way to bring people together and dress up like Santa Claus.
I'll tell you what, my favorite part though, when Christmas is hitting, is when I put up Christmas lights. That's when the real hits. I love it. And then the most depressing moment is when I take those things down. Can't stand it.
What's the date? How long do you hold on with the Christmas lights?
So I'm a weirdo. I'm the guy right after Thanksgiving. I put them up.
That's fine.
Like I just get it out the way. I feel like it's more due to I just want to like burn some calories. So let me get on the roof and get the Christmas lights up. Depending on like New Year's Day, I'll leave them on for the next week. So early January, the latest mid January, the latest. So I try to get them out and off as soon as possible because I'll let them stay year round. If it was up to me, I'd keep it on every day. I'd be that person, but
could be worse. You could have put them up November 1st. Not even let Thanksgiving have its day, its time. I appreciate the Black Friday. I agree with that. I will say, however, I think one year Morgan and I might have left them up so long we had to turn them off while they were still on our house. It might have been end of January, early February. It was just a tough year, a lot going on. And we just said, it's time to unplug these. We'll get them off when we get them off, but we don't need people to see at night our house lit up like that.
Still lit.
Townhouse.
That's funny.
Nothing wrong with that though, at all.
Well, it was just our feeling of guilt. Like why are these still up? They need to be. Let's start the process of just unplugging them at least. It was more for us.
It's funny.
Well, I think
It's
also
just wild.
The other point is,
But James, it's wild.
James, you're delayed as fuck.
Johnny, I think I'm delayed right now because Johnny was already going, and I was like, okay, I'll stop.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
I was just gonna say it's wild.
Hold on,
how
wait 3
early
seconds. He's talking.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun one. I was just saying that it's wild that how early the stores start offering, selling all the Christmas stuff. I think this year I saw one place start in like September.
What?
They just skipped
September?
Halloween. Yeah, they just skipped Halloween. I mean, there was Halloween stuff, but I'm saying like they already had Christmas stuff up for sale.
September's like crazy though. You know what? I this is actually a good concept. Buying a like Christmas decorations and stuff post Christmas, like January, the first week of January or something like that.
Cheap.
Deals are crazy good. You can get like some beautiful trees and Christmas ornaments and like some really nice stuff for like 60-70% off because obviously what are they going to do? Keep them in stock for a whole year. So big places try to get rid of them and you can get some crazy good deals.
Kenny, did you say beautiful trees? Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah, like
Huh.
and obviously not real trees, like fake
Well,
trees.
that's where I'm going. So you're a fake tree kind of guy. It's okay, but yeah.
Well, you know, it's it's a tough one, right? Like when we lived up in New Jersey, my mom actually had multiple trees in our house. We had when you first walked in the door, there was a big foyer area, high ceilings, and there was like a 12, 13-foot tree, and it would be real. But trees in the Northeast are a lot more like they flourish a lot more. They're thicker, they're more filled out, and they're really nice pine trees. But then the trees like down here, because they're like imported in or something, they're just not as like filled. So it's just a little bit different in South Florida. And they're also like pricier, I feel like. So we have a fake tree in our house now, but up north we would have real trees. I don't know, we just made that shift when we moved to Florida. But I don't know if it's a reason really, other than like accessibility, I would say. And then like also in South Florida, like you gotta go buy your tree and it's already cut. Like up north, like we cut our own tree and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole thing. Put it on the truck, like cut our own tree from like basically a Christmas tree like farm almost, and you would just go out and chop that thing down, or someone would come out with you, like one of the workers would saw it down, and you drag that thing out. They had like these little carts, you put it on a cart and drag it out, which was cool. It was just more of a process.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
here, did you guys ever do that? Like cut down a Christmas tree?
No.
I never cut down a Christmas tree. It's weird though, because growing up in New Jersey, my family always had a fake tree, which I thought was unique. And then when we moved to Florida, we've had a real tree and a fake tree. Personally, in my house, in our house, Bray and I have both real and fake tree. So we do
Nice.
1 or 2 real trees and then a fake tree.
James, you just hear you typing away, I think.
No, that
That
was
was
actually
Ryan.
Ryan.
Falls off.
And then Ryan fell off.
We couldn't tell if it was you or Ryan because you were both looking down.
Yeah, I mean, I was typing, but I was trying to type.
All I know is we were talking about cutting down Christmas trees. Oh, that was for
No,
sure.
instead you're cutting off your Wi-Fi.
It's fine. Listen, you got to do some things in the background.
Yeah, I don't know. Cutting down a tree is a cool experience. I'm surprised you guys never did that. That's crazy. I never thought about that.
So I'm watching.
how do you
always
get
been
lampoon.
Home Depot parking lots, baby.
That's it, baby.
Yeah, we did that our
agree.
first year in Florida, or maybe our first 2 years. We did that. Home Depot.
I mean, fairly priced. Speaking of Home Depot, though, they start putting up the decorations real early. September also.
Yes. Same with the Costco's and the
Yeah.
Sam's
Christmas
Clubs.
in
James becoming
July.
his favorite place, baby. We need to get James on a deal with Home Depot.
I ain't there
Should be the spokesperson
enough
for Home Depot.
for that.
Weren't you there like 5 times?
Yeah.
For
I
what?
mean, honestly, this has been such a weird Christmas for me. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of got me a little bit down. Like last weekend was nice though, where we went to Tim and Shannon hosted a friend's Christmas thing. So that was nice to actually feel like Christmas is actually happening, because we didn't decorate this year. We don't have trees up. We don't have lights outside. And we're going through a renovation at the house, so that's why we didn't do that. So it just doesn't feel like Christmas. Missed my work's Christmas party because we were in Mexico. I don't know, it's just been weird. It just hasn't felt like
Christmas.
Yeah.
Feliz Navidad, baby.
Hey, it was a good time though.
James, I need you to go put
yeah.
Elf on right now. Just get in catch-up mode. Then I would need National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Then the Santa Claus. Then Polar Express.
But first, you got to watch.
I mean,
Home Alone,
we watched movies.
I didn't.
We've watched movies. I've seen all of them. They've all been on in our house, but it just doesn't feel like Christmas.
Maybe you need to get dressed up in a Santa suit like Johnny. Then you'll have a little bit more feel.
Oh, here's
my
the
little
Grinch.
Rudolph.
It's pretty legit. Looks good.
Need some holiday spirit.
Till you scare a kid.
Listen, it's all right. Oh, bad.
It's all right.
Love it. Let's go back to the Christmas
well-
tree real quick, just because I was just watching National Lampoon last night. So, Ken, you're out there, you're in the middle of the forest. How do you know which one is your tree? Is it all the lights are shining down on it like in the movie? Right? Is that
No
how you
way.
know that's the one? Or you got to really check it
Oh,
out?
you do the full on like evaluation. You do a 360 on that thing. You see if it is
Evaluation.
evenly dispersed in bushiness.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, you got to go through. You got to look. Because sometimes you go to a tree, right? You go over here, you look at your tree. You're like, oh, this one looks great. Looks great. You go and you do your 360, and then this side's all fucked up. And you're like, no, I just didn't get enough sunlight or something. You're like, nah, not a good one. So you got to go do a good 360. Does it drop all the way down? Does it drop too much? Is it scraping the ground? Can you trim it a little bit? You got to really look at this stuff, man. Is it dying already? If it's dying already, no good, because it's going to be sitting in water in your living room for 20 days or so. So you gotta look at this stuff, man. One year, this is a funny story. One year, we go out, we cut a tree, whatnot. It's in our living room. My dad realizes that like on one of the branches, there's this like big, it looks like a walnut. It was like a big, probably the size of like maybe a golf ball. Again, looked like a walnut or something. And we have this thing in our house, and we look it up, and we're like, oh, it's like it's some type of like insect like nest. So I put it in a container and I bring it. I'm in, I think, fourth grade. I bring it to the teacher's like classroom. We're all waiting for this thing to hatch. It was a grasshopper egg, or like no, it was a what was it? It wasn't a grasshopper. It was a
I was about to say
what's
a
the ones?
grasshopper from an egg.
No. What's it? What's the ones where they're like pretty vicious? They're like
Praying
damn.
mantis?
I'll think
Kai?
of this. Praying mantis. It was a praying mantis
Oh.
egg. Yeah, and there was like 500 of these little things. They were so small. They were like really, really little. And the praying mantis egg like hatched, and there were so many of them. But imagine if we didn't catch that and that went all like that hatched in your house. That'd be crazy. Be bad. There was so many of these things. It was nuts. And it was just like this little thing. But yeah. So
There
to
was
answer
a
your question, no,
bunch
you do a
inside it?
full evaluation. Yeah, so many.
I know we got a lot of heat for not knowing geography in one of our past episodes, but could be wrong here. Aren't praying mantis? Aren't they what are they? What's the word I'm
Endangered
looking for?
species. Yeah, you
Yeah,
like you
aren't they
can't kill them. You're not supposed to.
And you just
Yeah.
had a bunch of them.
Kenny was
Interesting.
saving the whole species, just with his
Egg,
one
yeah,
little egg.
I saved the whole species, I guess. I don't know. No, yeah, there was like an egg, and or whatever. I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna look this up right now
Ken
because
has
I'm
the
probably someone's gonna come
savior
on
of
this shit and
species.
say
Yeah, they're very
Pray
vicious, by the way.
mantis. Not when they were so small.
No, they're not vicious at all.
Oh,
They're
cool.
so
Look,
nice.
all right. This is legit. I don't
Nice.
know.
Siri said it, so it's legit. Perfect.
No, Google said it.
Whatever.
But
One and the same.
I don't know how. Oh, look, even this one. This is exactly what it looked like. I'm coming to the camera. Headphones coming off.
Thank God. Hey, let's put it. That is horrible.
We are.
Horrible.
We are.
Can we get it a little bit clearer there, Kenny? There we go. Oh. You know, it's great. We could just Google this ourselves, but let's just stare at it from Ken's screen. That's perfect.
Yeah, we can just pull it up and edit it and pull it up on the screen. No big deal.
For the viewers, you can see it right on
Those
top
are
of. That looked good, right? It was like a little like walnut thing, and on like a pine tree. That's exactly what was there. Yeah, and it hatched, and there was a lot. See, this one, praying mantis egg sacs could be hiding in your Christmas tree. Perfect blog post. I'll share it with you guys.
Point for fake trees. No praying mantis.
Yeah, I don't know. So that was a cool thing. Here, I'll give you another fun fact. How many little guys can be in there?
Retitle this episode to Christmas Special, the Praying Mantis Edition.
I like that.
I was so young when this happened too. I remember it was like between 50 to 200. That's a lot. See, I told you.
That is
I said
that-
500, but it felt like 500. I was like 10 years old.
That is a lot.
50 to 200 is a lot. But I'm wondering if like we found that on like on a pine tree. Like I'm wondering if others have had that happen where like it goes off in their like it hatches in their house and they have a bunch of little bugs. But these things were so small, I don't know if you'd be able to catch it.
Mhm.
You know, we knew, we saw it, and then we had it in like a little like tank because we knew that it was going to happen, or we didn't know it was going to hatch. It could have never hatched, but yeah. So
Praying mantis or the squirrel from Back to National Lampoon. Squirrel in your Christmas tree. Which foe
Yeah.
would you rather face?
squirrel. At least there's one.
That's
Right.
Although that thing is crazy, you know, it's like a cat. It can pull your whole tree down. That happens too.
oh, something else.
Cat pulls your whole tree down, or a dog.
I remember one memory we have with real trees. So it was one Christmas, and it was a tad chilly in southern Florida. It happens. So everyone put out their trees after Christmas. So me and my brother kind of went down the street and tied them up and towed them back to our house, and we had fireplace wood for the entire week, and fire pit, excuse me. And every day for basically from Christmas to New Year's, we just sat out all proud of all these trees we collected from the neighbors, and every night we kind of just spent some time out in the back with the fire pit. So kind of a simple story, but still something that I look back on. Real trees.
You also get that scent,
Dude.
right? Like that
Oh, yeah.
pine tree scent in the house. It's an awesome smell, but you don't get that with a fake tree. The only benefit is like the ease of
Candles.
being and the cost of being able to put a tree up every single year and know that it's dependable without having to go through all these things. You just take it down from the attic or from the basement or from the garage or wherever you store your shit, and you're good.
You get the fake tree with the lights already on it, or you putting lights on yourself.
Already on it.
Newer fake trees these days have the lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, it's like a 3-piece or 4-piece. Like you just connect them, right?
Yeah.
And once the lights burn out, though, you can just wrap your own lights on it. So, twofold.
There's some of them that have like the fiber optics too, like at the end of the little pine needles.
Yeah, they run on fiber too.
This is a real tree.
I bet it is.
White Christmas.
Mini.
Love it.
We spray painted it.
White
Just kidding, it's
trees.
fake. And it even lights up. But
Some people actually do that
Not
though
plugged
with
in.
real trees. They'll
Spray
spray
paint 'em?
paint the real trees. Yes.
Oh.
Tanner's mom used to do that all the time. Yeah, it's like
Doesn't
it's
it
like
smell
some
like
kind of
spray
thing
paint,
where it
though?
like makes it frosty.
oh yeah. I've seen that. It's like frost in a can. No, that's like not spray paint. That's like it's like a foamy type of thing, right?
I think so. I've never seen her do it. I just know she's done it. Are you guys laughing because of the delay?
2, okay. Yes.
One Mississippi.
I don't know how to fix it.
I can have a conversation about my conversation while waiting for you.
Oh,
I
imagine
don't know why
trying to
that
get
whole
into the
sequence made me think
conversation.
of
Sorry.
remote
Oh, shit.
problems. It's okay.
Might try.
But yeah, I
come
mean,
back.
anyway, going back to your original question, Ryan, like when you cut down a tree, like you guys got to do that. That's a cool experience.
We'll film it. TBC Christmas next year. We'll go cut down a tree.
All right, let's
What
do
a
it.
shit show that would be.
Let's do it. It's on the list.
The never-ending list. Where is that list?
We'll ship it to Florida while we're at it too. Make sure we do it in a white, snowy location. We'll get a cabin. We'll drink some hot cocoa, watch some Christmas movies, sing some Christmas carols. And then we'll ship the tree to Florida.
And make sure you spray paint the tips, right? Because
Yeah,
it's a real
spray
tree.
paint
So spray
tip.
paint the tips,
Yep,
Yep.
not the whole
Like-
tree.
like frosted tips. Yep,
That's
exactly.
Sounds great. Sounds great to me. Did we lose James again?
We did.
We
We
did.
did.
We
It's
lost
Poor
okay.
guy.
We lost James.
This is under construction.
No
DIY.
Christmas lights up. Christmas just beating him up this year.
Poor guy. He'll make
I
it
love
through.
We'll be all right. Tough day.
it.
Oh man.
What are some childhood? What are your childhood memories? You got any? I mean, I say that like, do you have any? Of course, you fucking have any. What are some of your favorite Christmas childhood memories? Take us
Ooh, I got a
back.
good
Take us in the time machine.
Years ago, for us, when I was really young, my uncle was always a part of the fire department in New Jersey, or in the town that we were in, or that they lived in New Jersey, and he was the chief at one point. And we would have Santa always come on the fire truck to our house because it was all the guys, it was like everybody that we knew. So my dad, my uncle would, like, on Christmas Eve, they would get all of the fire guys, and one of them would always dress up as Santa, because I think that they do this in Florida too. Santa goes on the fire truck and they come around the neighborhoods and Santa waves.
Yeah.
That's a thing. So that would like happen, but then they would just literally end up coming to the house because my uncle was, part of the fire department, and all the guys would come out and hang out and stuff. And then we would literally have like gifts with Santa and stuff like that, which was really cool because we had a very personalized experience with Santa and the fire department, and the fire truck was outside. So as a little boy, you're like, fire truck, and you just like go outside and you can like see it and hang out on it and stuff. It was cool. So we had that as an experience, which was awesome. When we were young, me and my cousins would always, and then we got older, and we would be able to like hang out like on the fire truck and stuff, and like we would go on the fire truck and go to the fire department and hang out there. So that was really cool because we got that like inside look from a fire department. So that was cool.
I think one of my favorite memories is one of mine is when I was a little bit older. I was driving by then, but I had we talked about it, how kids make Christmas, and I had my 4 little cousins, 2 and 2. They were all anywhere from 2 to maybe 6 or 7 at the time. So my brother and I, every Christmas, we'd do the morning with our parents. Everyone would come over in the evening to our house, but we had some downtime between like maybe 11 to 2. So we would drive over to my little cousins and just have our own mini Christmas with them. Like we'd bring our gifts specifically for them, and just kind of, you don't wake up with them for Christmas. We got to still spend a Christmas morning with them. And that was about 3 or 4 years we had that running. So that's one thing. I miss it now. One thing I really love.
Cool.
Hey, James.
What about you?
Hang on.
Hey, is there still a delay?
We're not sure. We think so.
It's okay, James. We're ready. We're ready.
What? I don't. Is there a question?
What is one of your favorite, or do you have any like Christmas traditions when you were younger?
Yeah.
Currently?
So number one, I always decorated the tree with my mom when I was younger. That was always a lot of fun. We used to blast Christmas music. I think she had this it was crazy. It was this Rosie O'Donnell like CD, and like they had like this Elmo song with her. And I don't know. I always remember that. I'll have to look it up, but it was one of my favorite Christmas songs. And then for Christmas Eve, my parents always hosted. And so when I was little, a whole bunch of people, we used to have like 50 some odd people come over to our house that night. And it was just my cousins, just family, like all that stuff, big Italian feast. It was really, really good. And then my aunt, her kids, so my cousins, grandparents, and then me, my brother, my parents, we all slept in the same house. So we slept at my parents' house. And it was like this whole thing. My grandmother, for years, without fail, would sleep on the couch back when we lived down in South Florida. It's changed over the years, and now we're kind of floating between like South Carolina and going down south. But this is actually my first year where I'm not going to be spending it with my parents. I'm going to go spend it with my wife's parents. So it's changing up. It's just how the ebbs and flows, right? Like things kind of change. But those are my most fondest memories of Christmas, was, doing all that stuff with family, and just how, it was the same thing all the time, but it was always a lot of fun hanging out with my cousins, just acting a fool when you were younger, running all over the place, couches, and if it was warm enough, jump in the pool, that kind of stuff. So that was awesome.
Love that.
Yeah, that's different. Jump in the pool on Christmas. Never experienced that.
Yeah.
Oh,
What about you, John?
when I was growing up in New Jersey, obviously you guys know my brother and sister are a little bit older than me, but um, the memories, like as we continue to get closer and closer to Christmas, I don't know if you guys ever did this, but we used to create like tents in the house and like sleep and like under the sheets and whatnot. It was like we were camping inside, but growing up, like Christmas Eve, we would do that. Santa's coming. This is before technology, so you couldn't track where Santa was. So you're just trying to go to bed as early as possible, but you're so excited, like Santa. You can't sleep, so you're trying to find Santa. Um, but my parents would always like have like bells and stuff, acting like Santa's on the roof and whatnot. So those are always fun. Obviously, my fascination with putting up Christmas lights and decorating the house started at an early age. So we always like spent like the first few days of December, because my dad was not the type of person who would put Christmas lights up after Thanksgiving. It was like in December, make or break it. And we would always do that. It'd be like a 24-hour deal where my brother, my sister, myself, and obviously mom and dad would just put up Christmas lights at my parents' house in Florida. But kind of similar to you, James, like Christmas Day, dad, mom cook for everybody. Obviously, most of my family was still up north. So as we've gotten older and my brother and sister have had kids, everyone starts to come to my parents' house and have a good old feast, which consumes of ham, turkey, lasagna, whatever's on the whatever's on the menu for that day, or whatever my dad feels like cooking. So good times. And thankfully, we're all still pretty close too. So like everyone lives within an hour or 2 hours. So we're able to make it happen. Although my brother will not be here this year, which kind of sucks, but see him next year.
He's up in Utah, right? He's getting a white Christmas.
He's in the cold.
He's getting a white Christmas for sure. He'll probably be on the slope shredding the gnar.
That's awesome.
God,
you made a comment about like
Honestly,
ringing the bells, and go James, you and your delay. Go ahead, buddy.
I just wanted to say I'd really like
Go
to
ahead,
see
James.
Johnny's brother snowboarding or skiing, whatever he actually does. I think it would be a good sight. I would love to see it.
Dude, apparently he's like doing the runs and jumps and stuff now. It's sight to see. I'll tell you what. I'd like to think I'm more athletic than my brother, but he may have me beat on skiing. That's for damn sure. He's pretty good. I mean, spends more time doing it. So
Next time we go out
1.5,
somewhere,
0 points, Johnny.
we should take him to Colorado next time we go.
Heck yeah. Go follow Mike Straw. There's a great Instagram out there. Saw it last week, I think, where good old Mikey, he's leading the pack, and you got his two boys, the little Mighty Mites, in their ski gear as well, and he's about to take them up the mountain. So, pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, 1-year-old just out here skiing better than me. Must be nice.
Yeah, those little kids are crazy. They're so
They
good,
are.
fearless.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I love seeing it too. It's funny.
Yeah,
They're
it's
just so
embarrassing
tiny.
to heart, but it's great to see them.
I
On
love
the
seeing it.
funny slope out here, just falling over. Meanwhile,
They're shredding it. No fear. They just fall down, bounce right back up, keep going. They don't care.
James, you mentioned
Cool.
we were at a Christmas party for our friends Tim and Shannon. And I know there's a great video out there in the universe where our friend Tim, he's going down the bunny slope at about a mile an hour. And his fiance Shannon has it on video. And he's just going, right, shift, left. And then you just see these kids, these, again, 5, 6-year-olds, just flying by him. And then you see it on the video, and it's absolutely hysterical how good these little kids are and how bad it makes us adults look when they're kicking our butts on the slopes.
They're like, "Hey, mister, do you need some help?" Yeah. It's funny. They are good though, especially when you go out west. It's just like
Oh yeah.
they probably do it more often, and they're just like acclimated to this stuff. I don't even know why they go on the bunny slopes half the time. They don't need to warm up. Did we lose Johnny? I think we lost Johnny.
Yeah. No,
What
Johnny
about-
made a comment about like his parents and ringing the bells and trying to get the kids to sleep or whatever. But there's a story about my grandfather before I was born, and I guess when my mom was a kid, they put the kids to bed. Him and the adults were maybe still having a couple beverages, and he got the great idea to go up on the roof himself, and he starts stomping. And apparently he might have fallen off the roof. They might have took a tumble.
man.
Just so the story goes, but everything worked out. So it's a good story to laugh about now. One story house. It's fine.
One story out.
Damn. All right. Well, I think we wanted to jump into a big topic that Johnny had. We had, I think, a kind of like a what was it? It was like a I can't think of the word. What did you have, Johnny?
Bracketology.
Bracket.
Yeah, bracketology. Yeah, bracketology. For all of the or most of the most famous Christmas movies. So let's run through that, Johnny. If you want to lead the way with that.
Yeah, sure. So we a little bit of a research on the movies. Obviously, followed a couple of lists, created top movies, most watched movies during the holiday season, more related to Christmas. So we've compiled 16 total movies for a bracketology. So what we're going to do is just quickly go through one versus one movie. So we're going to get kicked off with our first is going to be Elf versus Home Alone, the original Home Alone.
That's a first round matchup?
That's a
What?
first round
First round.
matchup. That's what I
That
said.
is-
It's some bullshit.
jeez.
This is also randomly generated. So this
You
is
should have done it
There's that
again.
Completely
fifth grade
off the
reading
list.
again. There's that
I
fifth
did
grade
it.
reading
That's a-
generalized. Elf versus Home
So-
Alone.
I know you
versus
got to
Home Alone.
knock off one of the top three, probably
So-
right there.
There's four of us. Is Ty the tie breaker? Is that how this works?
If there's a tie, if there's a 2-1-2, Ty will be the tiebreaker.
All right,
I'm
Ty.
ready. I'll be ready.
I got to
Give me
go
Elf.
with the OG. I got to go with the OG Home Alone here. I love Home Alone. I just love it.
Elf.
I
Elf
love
is
I
on
love Elf.
every- All right. all
I
right,
agree,
all
but
right.
the track record is longer standing with Home Alone.
But there's Home Alone 2 as well. There's only one Elf. Give me
Home
Elf.
Alone 2 is
Give
on
me
the
Elf.
Home Alone 2 is on this bracket. Home Alone
Right,
2
so
is
you
good,
got
but not as
redemption.
good.
All right, 1-1.
You
Johnny
got Elf?
James.
You going with Elf?
I got Elf. Give me Will.
I got Home Alone.
I'm going with Elf. I'm going with Elf.
Come on, James.
Hang on.
I like Elf. It's good, but
However,
I think Home
However,
Alone takes the
but-
cake.
all right.
Got a tiebreaker.
Tie.
First
Go
one
ahead,
on tie.
Bring us out.
This is a tough one. This is a rough start.
It is.
I've seen both so many times. I think,
Okay.
I don't know, Elf might be a little too overwatched for me. I gotta go Home Alone.
All right.
my.
Sorry.
Home Alone.
All right.
I don't like
Alright.
it, but
Kevin
both
McAllister.
very
Hey.
good. So we're going Home Alone.
Huh.
Advances to round two. Second is going to be The Nightmare Before Christmas versus The Polar Express.
Polar
See,
Express.
this should have
Easy.
been This is Nightmare.
Yeah,
Before-
Polar
Express.
Polar Express all day.
Polar Express.
Winner.
The fact
Yep.
that Elf is gone is Polar Express. Unreal.
All right.
Okay.
Home Alone is
Three.
winning this all. That's all I'm saying. Taking
We'll
the
see.
Taking the cake.
So we've got two classics From 1947, we have Miracle on 34th Street versus the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which was created in 1964.
I'm gonna go Rudolph. The
I am
Red-Nosed
also
Reindeer.
going Rudolph. James is going with the
James
Milwaukee
going.
Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's an owner.
All right. All right, so we're going Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's right.
Big
That's
fan.
right.
Yep,
All right.
that's what we're going with.
All right.
Had a very shiny
We've
nose.
mentioned this movie a few times in the episode. I think the Griswolds, we love them. So we've got National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, OG, versus this is kind of a toss-up. Threw it in there. A lot of people like this movie, not so traditional, versus Bad Santa.
Ooh,
Not-
Bad
no.
Santa's pretty good, but no,
Come on.
I mean it's pretty good. It's still pretty funny,
That's fair.
but obviously Christmas Vacation.
Griswolds.
Yeah,
Okay.
James, John.
James.
I'm probably gonna go with Griswolds as well.
Not a lot of
Bad
emotions
Santa's
on that answer.
Bad Santa's pretty funny. Have you watched Bad Santa recently though? Like when you're older, that's when it
No.
got funnier because that's when I realized
I-
the shit he was doing was bad.
Oh, yeah. It was,
When I was young, I was like, like whatever. I wasn't super young watching that movie, but you know, when you're older, you're like, this is fucked up.
I mean, listen, the foul mouth and alcoholic mall Santa, you can't beat that sometimes. Classic. Another original, It's a Wonderful Life, which 1946, which is crazy,
Yeah.
versus the original, one of the greatest of all time, Tom the Tool Man, the Santa Claus.
Not even a
The
question.
Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
Oh,
Tim
yeah.
Allen is the Santa Claus.
I said Tom.
You
Yeah,
did
that's
say
why I
Tom,
made
but
a
you
face.
said Tool Man.
You said
You
Tom.
said Tool Man that brought it back. Tim Allen, book it.
Tim Allen, baby.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
If you've ever turned on the channel, TBS or TNT, on Christmas Day, you'll see this running for 24 hours. You've got A Christmas Story versus another older one, classic, The Gremlins.
Christmas Story all the way.
Never seen Gremlins, therefore have to go Christmas.
I don't think I've
Story.
ever seen Gremlins. I'm going Christmas Story too.
Should have put Elf up against Gremlins. Elf would have smoked it. Unreal.
Yeah.
Give me Christmas Story.
All right. We've got Home Alone 2, Boston, New York, versus the original Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Home Alone 2, repping the Big Apple all the way.
All the way.
Sorry,
Give me
Charlie.
Charlie Brown.
Uh-oh. Who do we got, Johnny? You're the tiebreaker.
You got Charlie Brown.
Home Alone 2.
What'd you go with, Kenny?
Home Alone 2, dude.
And then James, you went with Charlie Brown?
No, Home Alone 2. Ryan
James
to Charlie
went
Brown.
with Home Alone.
I'm going with Home Alone 2. Without a doubt.
Okay, Home Alone 2.
That's fine.
And then, hey, listen. Some debate.
Oh, come on.
This isn't a Christmas movie. Some of them think it is. Some of them think it's not. We've got Die Hard versus Jim Carrey, the man, the myth, the legend, or
Wow.
Grinch.
Ooh, that's a pretty good matchup there, too.
Grinch all the way.
Now
gonna
I
say
have
the
a
Grinch.
machine gun.
Die
Ho,
Hard is
ho,
not a Christmas
ho.
movie.
James
Yes,
Agama,
it
yes,
is.
it is. Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
It's
James, you're
blasphemy.
being right now.
The Grinch. We're going to say the
I'm
Grinch.
trying to emulate who I'm voting for.
Bruce?
I like the Grinch.
Die Hard.
Grinch.
Die Hard, okay.
James?
He's going Grinch.
Oh, I'm going Grinch all the way.
Oh, okay, good. I was about to get upset. All right, so we got the Grinch.
The Grinch.
All right.
Damn. It ran. I was with you on Die Hard.
Ah, Die Hard.
Die Hard's
I mean, Die Hard's a
defensible.
great movie, but gotta go. I mean, Grinch? Die Hard,
We're
Grinch.
still talking about this one?
Die
I
Hard.
was just saying I would have been with you. I was on your side.
Damn, my
Ty
boy
said
Ty.
Die Hard.
It's okay. Valiant effort.
All right, are we in round 2 now?
We are in round 2.
So
All
who's
right.
We're
left
going to get
officially?
interesting.
How many
So,
total rounds we got,
we got-
boys?
4.
We got 2 more. 3
4?
more, technically.
Come on, boys. Put
Yeah,
that 5th
4.
grade math reading to use right now. Redeem ourselves.
It was 4th
All right.
grade, Ryan.
Oh.
Listen, as long as it's not geography, we're good. How many oceans are there?
One.
That's a big ass ocean.
There's one global ocean.
So we've got versus the Polar Express.
Home Alone.
Polar Express. They made a book about it. No books about Home Alone, baby.
How many Polar Expresses are there? 1.
That's right.
There's like
Cherished.
5 Home Alones because it was so great.
There are 2 legit ones.
2 legit. I agree to that. Macaulay
Right,
Culkin,
so
all the way. 2 legit Home Alones.
Polar Express. Let's go.
James, what you got? I'm going the Polar Express.
Come on, James.
I need that hot
James, you
chocolate,
better
man.
take that train
I'm going
right to
Polar.
New York. Oh,
Oh,
fuck you guys.
the
No.
That's right, baby.
Polar Express.
There's not even real people.
That's rude.
They're fake people.
Just to put in perspective, isn't Home Alone like taken as the first place best movie of all Christmas movies?
I hope so.
Depends what list you look
Depends
at.
on who's I guess who the voters are because
We're talking
not
about
here.
the Polar Express
But
has
routinely,
the first gift
it's
of
up there.
Christmas.
I'm
Good.
pissed.
Hey, Kenny,
All right.
suck on it. Next. That's
Watch
redemption
your
for
mouth.
Elf.
All right, we've got
Wow. So much for the
next
Christmas
round, we
spirit.
got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Christmas Vacation. That's all I'm putting.
Christmas Vacation.
Griswolds.
Dude, they're moving along in this. James, you're saying
I'm a red-nosed.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Ah.
Bro, I love the old shit,
There's
man. I love the old shit.
Christmas Vacation's old.
I mean, Griswold's is
Ish.
pretty old, yeah. When
Johnny,
was that?
you
When was
can't say
Christmas
joy
I'm
to
Vacation?
the
talking about
world
the
and not
claymation
shit
stuff.
Griswold.
Like I mean, I know you're talking about the.
Oh. It's facts. We're that's not even debatable. We're going
Beautiful.
with the Griswolds for sure.
Love it.
Christmas Vacation.
Whatever.
So we've got the Santa Claus versus A Christmas Story.
Ooh.
Tim Allen. The Santa Claus. The one and only.
Santa
Give me Timmy.
Claus.
Yeah, I actually like the Santa Claus better too.
The Santa Claus, I agree.
Beautiful
it's-
sweep.
See, here's the thing, right,
Captures
James?
Santa
Where
so
you're talking
well.
about
It
it does,
really
but when
does.
you're talking about voters, if you kind of take this up an age and go with an age gap that's like maybe 10, 15 years older, they're probably going to say the Christmas Story.
Maybe.
Listen, I
They're both great.
They are.
love A Christmas Story, but you cannot tell me our generation, like the Santa Claus is it. That
I agree.
is one of the greatest when it comes to actually showing and demonstrating what Santa is. Like,
Agreed.
Yeah.
and the storyline behind it with a little kid, like, it's great. I love it. And listen, it's got to be pretty good to make another one. You know what I'm saying? There's not
And
many
honestly,
movies
they
where you
made
can make
it-
a second one.
There's what, 3 of them?
There's 3, but again, they were like
There's
10
4.
years
They made a
apart.
TV show out of it.
There's 4. Which yeah, we could go on a tangent. What's the one where
Next.
they're like the kid, like they're both older in like high school. They're like
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
number
yeah.
2.
Amazing.
The
No.
Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
It's 3.
The Mrs.
Well,
Claus.
what about the
Claus, yeah.
robots? Don't they make like the fake Santa Clauses too?
Yeah,
That's
that's
2.
like 3. 2?
Yeah.
Jack
2.
Frost is 3.
The last one's
2 is
Jack
the
Frost.
robot.
Ah.
Jack Frost. That's right.
After Jack Frost, there is no other ones. Jack Frost was
Oh
the last one.
boy,
No,
It's a big
well,
one.
they made 4.
Yeah, but
It's
the
just a
fourth
show.
one.
Boys,
All right,
this
what do we
one's
got,
tough.
John?
This one's tough. We got Home Alone 2, Lost in New York versus The Grinch.
You got to keep Home Alone.
Home
Wow.
Alone
Grinch.
2.
Home Alone
Grinch.
Home
2.
Alone 2.
Johnny with the Grinch mask. What are you going to say?
I
For the
kind of
tie?
want to say The Grinch just so Ty could be the breaker, but
again.
dude, Home Alone 2. I like Home Alone 2 better than Home Alone. So
I do as well.
I'm gonna go with Home Alone 2.
Yes. I think the
Ty.
Home Alone and Home Alone 2 are awesome.
What would you have gone with?
I probably would have got a Home Alone. That
Ah.
toys, the toy store scene, the pigeon lady. It's all
Ooh.
yeah.
Duncan.
I'm going with that
Mr.
one.
Duncan's toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin,
Mr. Duncan.
you spent how much on room service?
We're having some,
That one's that
technical-
one's Merry Christmas, you filthy animals too. That's the second one, right? Is that
Yeah.
the first one? Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
second one.
that's the second one, yeah.
And a Happy New Year.
Christmas.
All right, what do we
What-
got?
We're having some technical difficulty. I lost my list. However, we had, what was number one? We had Home
Whatever.
Alone or Elf one.
We had Elf.
Home Alone 1. Elf was out. And then
And
Home
we
Alone
got
lost.
Polar
You got Polar Express left. You got Santa Claus. You got Home Alone 2. We got one more.
Oh, okay.
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas. There's your 4. There's your semis.
All
You
right.
said Elf? Sorry. We got Christmas Vacation versus. You said Home Alone or Elf one. I apologize.
It should be Polar Express versus Christmas Vacation.
Polar Express versus Christmas Vacation.
Polar Express.
Griswold.
Polar Express.
Here we are, Kenny. Oh, John.
This breaks my heart because I love Christmas Vacation. I love the Griswolds. I admire his ability to decorate the house.
Then don't do this.
But
Damn
I
it.
gotta go with the Polar Express.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So
Damn
we've got the
straight.
Polar Express and Christmas Vacation in a tiebreaker. Ty, you gotta break us out. Who are you going
No.
with?
It's 3-1.
No,
You
it's
picked Polar
3-1. Yeah.
Express.
Polar Express.
I'm the only Griswold. You picked Polar
Oh,
Express.
sorry, Kenny. I thought you picked.
No,
The other
Polar
one.
Express.
All right. We
Home
got
Alone
Home
2.
Alone 2 versus
Tim Allen.
Christmas
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Tim
So we
Allen.
got
Home Alone
Home Alone
2.
2
Home Alone
versus
2.
the Santa Claus.
Home Alone 2. All day.
Tim Allen.
Right. You're just doing this
Just-
to piss me off.
No, I for everything Johnny said in the last segment, Tim Allen on repeat. Home Alone or Santa Claus. Christmas
I'm
Eve.
picking
That's
the
my
Santa
tradition.
Claus as well, just to piss
There
off
we go,
Johnny,
James
I
Logano.
swear to-
He's dressed as Santa. You know where he's going.
Yeah, there's Santa Claus. There's Santa Clauses in Home Alone.
Just
Yeah, he fell off. Let's talk on. Let's be real. Home Alone's better.
want to go the Santa Claus. It's probably one of my favorite movies. Home Alone 2 is great. I'm going Home Alone 2.
All right, Ty.
Okay,
Now,
tiebreaker.
Ty, break us
come on,
out.
Ty. Give me
I-
one of
Can
the
I
semis.
pause?
Sure, James.
I didn't know we were going tiebreaker, so let Ty do his thing. I'll pause after Ty.
Okay.
Still the
You-
delay.
Yeah.
Come on, Ty.
I think I'm sticking with Home Alone. That's
Yes.
still my favorite. Sorry,
Couldn't get one guy in the
Sorry.
finals.
sorry, Tim.
Hey, Ryan, what was the number one seed?
It's Polar
Sure.
Express. It's Polar Express versus Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2.
So we've got the Polar Express versus Home Alone 2,
Home Alone 2 all the way.
the championship round.
How is this even a thought? How many times have you watched Home Alone 2 compared to Polar Express?
Equal amount.
Just thinking, man.
No way.
James
When
is
did
just
Polar
on
Express
delay.
come
He
out?
already made his decision. Like early 2000s, maybe like 2004.
We'll hear about James in 10 minutes.
I think like 2003 to 2005 was Polar Express's range.
Yeah, 2004.
Home
Okay.
Alone 2.
Yes. Come on. Home Alone 2 is so good. When did that come out? Like 94, 96?
Yeah, 90s.
Yeah.
You got to go McAllister in this one, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, Home Alone 2.
So
Actually,
James,
The
what was
Grinch
your-
did have like a little bit of a scene in Home Alone 2. Remember when he's at like the desk and then he smiles and it like shows like the Grinch's face for a split second?
It's done though.
James,
That's
what
3.
you got?
Well, I already lost, so I doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
Polar.
My vote doesn't count. I think
It
they're
counts,
both
buddy,
equally
don't
just
worry.
good. I don't. If I had to pick, I guess I just would have went Polar, but just to throw a little curveball in there. But I think they're equally as good. I don't really think one's really better than the other. They're just different. They're different types of movies. You know, it's hard to compare them.
100%.
They are. Yeah, they're definitely different.
So based off the random generator, Bracketology, Home Alone 2 came out on top as the winner.
I love
Now,
Home
Sweet.
Alone.
Oh, interesting.
let me ask you this. Out of all those movies, what is y'all's favorite?
Home Alone 1 or 2 equally.
The Santa Claus.
Jack Frost.
Oh, great movie that didn't make the list. Great movie.
Jack Frost is great. I
Great.
was
That
gonna put
is
it
a
on there.
great movie.
I love that movie. That's a great movie. It's
I know.
also very
Nightmare Before
emotional.
Christmas should have got kicked to the curb for Jack.
It's too sad.
Fine.
It's too sad.
It's,
Like talk about
it's still
something
a
that
great
wants
movie.
to like you just want to cry. Like, yeah, it's a good movie, but I don't want to cry on Christmas. I want to be happy.
It is a great movie, though.
Even though
It's-
Kevin's
it's
lost in New
still-
York, he still makes the best of it.
Well,
He
we
makes
already
the best
made
of it. Yeah. Too sad.
So I was Santa Claus. Someone was Kenny. You were Home Alone 2. James, John, what were your? James, you said Jack Frost. John, what's your favorite?
I mean, I'm between the Santa Claus and Home Alone 2. Those are my two faves.
Good, because if you would have said
Ty?
National Lampoons, I would have really been upset with you.
Ty, what do you got?
I probably would have go Christmas Story. I watched that
Okay.
a couple times every year.
That's a
okay.
hot topic for a lot of people. A lot of people really go in on that one.
Dude,
Especially
it's on for 24 hours.
Yeah.
yeah.
Every Christmas. Like,
They don't play it for 24 hours for no reason. You got to
Right. That's true.
There's people watch that.
unless they just signed a lifetime contract with PBS or TNT. Like,
Yeah, well. Could be possible.
Let us know in the comments. We want to hear, did we get it right? What's your favorite? Let us know.
Yeah, what do you guys think? James,
us
were you
know.
going to say something where you wanted to take a break?
I was gonna ask why Jack Frost wasn't on the list.
Because it's too sad.
so,
You're sad.
entire outlet just went
Call
up.
him out, James. Call out the creator of the bracketology. Get him.
I'm sorry. The damn
No, I
AI
was surprised because I know it's one of
ChatGPT
Johnny's
parent.
favorites.
There's other ones that aren't on that list, too.
There's a bunch. I mean, Frosty
Yeah.
the Snowman, basic.
Yeah, I
you
was
could
just
put
gonna say
on
that.
there.
I love all the
So
claymation
Jack
ones.
Frost,
Which one?
The claymation stuff,
Oh,
yeah, they're old. They're really old.
Yes,
Like
yes,
Mr.
yes.
like the
What's the other one? There's
step in
there's like-
front of the
In front
other,
Yeah.
of the other.
and soon
soon
you'll
you'll
be
be
walking
walking
across
up.
the floor.
That's a great one. That is a great one.
Those ones are old.
Mm-hmm.
The heat miser,
We were watching
snow
those as kids.
miser.
The Heat Miser. Yeah. That was a good one.
Trying to think.
All right,
Were
well,
there
I
any
think-
movies on there?
A Year
that
Without a
we
Santa
did, like-
Claus. You guys remember that one?
Yeah.
No.
It's still all claymation.
Not like a Lifetime one. What were you saying, Ryan?
I was saying because James brought up Jack Frost, Kenny, Johnny. Were there any that you would have loved to see on the list, or do you think that the list we went through is basically the typical movies that you watch during the holiday and Christmas season?
What's the one with little Timmy?
Oh
Not
yes,
Scrooge.
Scrooge. It's not Scrooge, but it's
Scrooge.
Goodness, we're gonna look bad for not knowing this one. Jim Carrey. He voices it.
There's like 14 different movies.
There are.
They
There
made
are.
fun.
That's a great point. What the heck is that movie? Ty.
A Christmas Carol.
Yeah, Ty, you know this stuff.
Watch it be called Scrooge.
A Christmas
Yeah,
Carol.
That's it. Yep.
Christmas
That's
A
it.
Christmas Carol.
The other
Good
animated
job,
one.
James.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's fair.
All the ones that we said were pretty much the ones that you see a lot. Like you see Elf. I would say the top ones that you see are Elf, Home Alone, Polar Express, The Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation. Those are definitely top ones.
Yeah. What about it's like the Muppet ones? That was always on it.
Muppet one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, the Christmas Carol. I mean, you got so many, especially nowadays with like all these streaming
Christmas
services.
with the
They'll come
Cranks.
up with their own.
Oh,
I
Christmas
watched
with the
Christmas with the
Cranks.
Another Tim
Yep.
Allen. There's Timmy again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Christmas with the Cranks the one where he like tries to put the lights up and they see it from like space? Do you know that
No,
one?
That's Deck the Halls.
Deck the Halls. Yeah, that's
Oh,
a good
what?
one.
Matthew Broderick,
Yeah.
I think.
Deck the Halls
You got-
was a pretty good one.
And
You got the
who's
one
the
with,
short guy? It's always sunny in Philly. What's that guy? DeVito. Danny
DeVito,
DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a
got
good
the
one
with
actually.
Arnold.
Oh, yeah. That's a
Jingle
good
All the
one.
Way?
That's a good
Yeah,
one. I love
All
that
the Way.
All
one.
the way is good.
I have an odd one.
That's a
Yeah,
good
that was a
one.
good one.
Go for it.
Do it.
What about Fred Claus? Have you ever seen Fred Claus?
Fred Claus is
I think I did.
Different. It's
in the
different.
category of Bad
that's a good one.
Santa.
Jingle All the Way is a good one. That one should have been in there.
Jingle All the Way.
Mhm.
Arnold Sports. No, that's a good one.
Not just the Terminator.
No, read his book. His book is pretty good.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Cool. Well, I think that if we miss any, let us know in the comments. Drop some different movies that we haven't mentioned, because I'm sure there's a lot out there that we haven't mentioned still. Especially if you're from a different country. What's a top movie from your country
Ooh.
that maybe we should watch, or different areas? We want to know if there's different trends in different places, because that would be cool.
Oh, it's a little cheesy. Is Love Actually is a Christmas movie, right?
There you go, Ty, bringing it out.
I don't
Love
know
it.
that
That
one.
is technically yes.
Tie.
Who's in that one?
Everybody.
But Die Hard is not.
It's
Everybody's
basically
Die
like an
Hard.
ensemble again.
James, stop it. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. We can debate that right now.
Jack Frost. What a great movie. I'm sorry.
That is good.
The
But-
song, though, Landslide, when they're playing it. Oh, in the beginning. Oh, I love that song.
The snowball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Fleetwood
that's a
Mac.
good part.
Who throws a
Fleetwood Mac.
snowball better, Jack Frost or Elf?
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's tough,
Oh.
man.
Jack
That's
Frost.
tough.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. They both like had like crazy arm
They
movements.
both
where they
have
just
the
like
torque.
launched them. Yeah,
Give me Will Ferrell. He's like the Matrix in that thing. And that he can go on Will. However, Jack can absorb it like it's nothing. So
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't need it.
He is a snowball.
that
Yeah.
is a good one.
That's awesome. Great
All right.
question.
Well, I think we talked about a lot of different topics around the holiday season. Let us know your favorite holiday movie, or if we didn't mention one and there's one that's more popular in your area, wherever you're from around the holidays, let us know what that is, because we'd love to check it out. Until then,
The bender
continues.
continues.
The bender continues.